Hello YouTube, and welcome to another episode of The Cloudy Vape. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Coil Master Coiling Kit version 3. Bam, right there. There it is. Coil Master DIY, blah blah blah. It says it's blue, all that good stuff. So let's just dive down and check it out. I received this from Coil Master, so thank you so much Coil Master for sending this out. Their website is coil-master.net. So let's dive down and check it out. Alright, so here is the Coil Master kit. This is the version 3. If you can see right here, it says version 3. I'll turn it around. Version 3, Coil Master, your DIY expert. So this is the Coiling Kit. Coiling Kit. So it has just a little bit of details on the back. Basically, it says that there are 6 coiling poles. There are 1.5 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 3.5 millimeter, and 4 millimeter. So the last version I had, I don't know if I had the version 2 or the version 1. I believe I've had both. I had the version 1 by itself, and then I had the version 2 that was inside of the whole DIY kit with like the pliers and the ceramic tweezers and whatnot. So this is the third version of the actual coiling kit, this little pencil type thing. So here's the change up. So here's a box. Let's take that out. Just gonna throw that aside. I'm gonna open this up. So the box, again, it just has, basic details, same as the sleeve. It does come in a few different colors. So it comes in black, blue, and red, I believe. So this is the blue version. Really not much. I wouldn't see any purpose of keeping this box. So again, throw that one. Let's look at the bag. The bag is going to have everything in it, and it's all just taken apart. So let's hope I don't drop anything. I'll organize it for you. So here it is. What the first weird thing I saw was there's only 3 of these connecting sections, and I thought, why is that? Like they said that there's up to 1.5 to 4 millimeters. So why is there only 3 of these? So if you see on here, basically you have, you have your 2 millimeter and you have your 1.5 millimeter on the same exact one. So you have, here is your 1.5 millimeter and you have your 2 millimeter right there. So basically what it is they have sleeves in there. This sleeve goes a portion of the way down this and then stops. So, here's your 1.5, pop in like that. And that will fit in no problem, and it's pretty snug. And then your 2 millimeter will fit in there also. So that's pretty cool. So let me just move this aside so I'm not making a big mess. Let's start with one of the 2.5s. Actually, first here I'll show you all of these. So each one you have 3. So one is going to have 4 millimeters, 3.5. The next one's going to have 3 millimeters, 2.5. And then, like I showed you before, the third one will have, let me see, this will have 2 millimeters or 1.5 millimeters. So that's pretty cool. And then also, the cool thing is, so you don't get these mixed up, on the base of these, if you can see the little markings, it's going to tell you what the number is. There's no points on them or anything. So this is just for, if you can see it just like that on there. So here is another one. This is your 2 millimeter post. And as you can see, they're a lot longer than the original. The original was probably, only about that big, about half. I would say they cut it in half. And also this section, this little section that grooves in is a lot bigger too. This step up section. So yeah, so essentially what it is, let me grab, I want to use the 2.5 millimeter. Let's use the 2.5 millimeter. Here it is. So I have my 2.5 millimeter top section that actually helps you screw them on like this, or twist them rather. I have my 2.5 millimeter post, so I got that all lined up. So that'll fit perfectly into there. Now let's look at the actual the section that you connect to. So this is basically your handle grip, your section that you would hold on to while you twist. looking at this, you have, this is probably about 4mm hole inside of there, and then two roughly, 1mm to 1.5mm holes right there. And instead of just having one going up, you now have two. So I've actually put two pieces of 26 gauge in there, twist it up at the top, and then just twist it like you would twisting with a pen. And I've been able to, twist 26 gauge with this. I've also twisted some 24. I twisted 26 on 24 and 24. So that is a cool option. It does let you do that. But as far as assembling this, let's look at this. Unscrew it just like the original. Pop it in like that. Now you can just set it like that, hold it in like that, or you can actually take this bottom section, drop it into there, and then screw this on right here. So what that does is it leaves you a good section of this post to maneuver. Once you actually have your coil on your deck and maneuver it, it gives you a good option there. And then this goes in and twists pretty well, so that fits in nice and snug. Not a lot of if I hold it down, it's not really rattling much, so it does. It's really snug as far as what they the mating ends is pretty snug. So it's very nice. As always, Coil Master does a great job. This is definitely an improvement. So this is much larger. You're looking at way bigger diameter, a lot more to grab onto, just a nice firm grip on this. You have the longer post, so you can adjust your actual coils once they're on the deck. So it just leaves you with a lot more options, and it's a lot more user friendly. Same thing with this section. I mean, this is like triple the size of the original. It kind of is like it's just this oversized version. That's basically all they did, was just oversize it and increase the post length, and also added another hole to fit the actual wire in. So depending on how you want to wrap it, or like I said, put two in there and then do the straight twist, and you can twist your wire. So I'm going to grab some 24 gauge, and we're going to wrap some 24 gauge real quick, and build on it and show you how you can use this to maneuver on the actual deck. Okay, so I got some 24 gauge Canthal, so I'm just going to pick any side I want. I'll probably just do this side, just so I can see it. So you pop your wire into there, no problem. Just give that wire a bend, and then you can grab your other section. Make sure you line up your right one. This is 2.5. See if you see right here, 2.5. Line up that little section right here. You see that little screw, and you can also put it over on this side if you want. I don't believe there's any reason to put it over there. I can't remember. I think the original let you this. I think this hole is not as deep, so it sits this out a little bit higher. I believe that's what it is. It sits this post out a little bit higher. If I do recollect, that's what it does. But for me, I mean, this works perfectly for what I'm trying to do most of the times, so I'm not really going to worry about that. But that is something to mention in case anybody gets upset that I didn't mention that. So yeah, we just start twisting it. Once you get that wire in, you just start twisting it. And let me give it a count real quick and make sure I have what I need. Alright, so there's one coil. So I just popped it right off. No issues or anything. So if you see here, pretty decent coil. I do have a little space in the center, but I'll fix that on the next one. So let's pop this one in. Again, you just pop it in right here. We're going to do 8 wraps. So starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I do, see how this wire is kind of bent? I'll just bend it back to where it's supposed to be. And for me, I actually like having a bend. If you see on that coil right there, I like having a bend on the lead. So what I'll do is I'll actually let it bend. And I know a lot of people might want to have it straightened, but I like the bend on it for some of my RDAs. So I'll just get a good firm hold onto this coil and just pull it straight out, and then just straighten that up just like that. And then that gives me just a nice bend, Didn't really disturb this outside wrap very much, but it does give me a nice bend. So if you want to get that bend out, what you would do is just put it back on with the bend facing out, butt it up against. You would pop this down and basically just wrap out that bend. So see, just like that, it would straighten it out. And then you would just do another wrap, and that would straighten that lead out. So usually if you want a perfectly straight leads, what you would do, say you want 8 wraps, only do 7 wraps while it's connected the first way, pop it off with 7, and then flip it around, and then do your last wrap just like this to straighten out that lead, if that makes sense. But for this build, I'm going to want a bend on it. So just going to pop it out. Now if you see, I didn't waste too much Kanthal. I mean, I did waste a little bit, but there's one coil and there's one coil. So I'm going to be doing a dual coil, 8 wraps, 2.5 millimeters, 24 gauge Kanthal, and we're going to be using a tugboat version 1.2 or version 1.5. I'm not sure exactly what they called it. 1.1, 1.2, something like that. It was the first version they released the shorter drip tips in. So the next thing to do is I'm just gonna center post this real quick, like bend this middle lead real quick. So I just basically placed it on this coiling jig, just like that. I'm just gonna give the center post just a little bit bend. Find the center, bend it, just like that. Give the lead a bend a little bit. So if you can see, just like that. Just gave it a little bend, nothing crazy, just something to center it up. And I do want it to be set off of the deck a little bit, off of the post a little bit. So I got one like that. Gonna go ahead and center up the other one, and then let's throw it in the RDA and use this post to adjust it. Alright, so as you can see, I'm Trevor Jones in it right now. I have one of these Addy holders I got from Tenderfoot. Definitely check them out. This is the marble one, not too shabby. So here it is. Just going to place it in here. Alright, got it placed down in there. Now I'm going to do is just tighten this up, just so I can get the negative lead where I want it to be. Alright, so what you can do now is actually take this out, take this post out, and use it to adjust your coil. Because you want to have like that little lip right there. You want to have that lip to adjust the coil. So you can't really do that, okay? And that's the main thing I don't like about this. I wish there was a lip outside of it once you actually place it in here. I wish there was some type of sleeve you could put over this to create a lip, just like that type of lip. But something that you could create a lip while you have this leverage, just like you would if you're using a screwdriver. Because screwdrivers are what I use the most for adjusting on the actual deck. But for this, I'll just be using just this post to show you that you can use this little lip part. So just place the post inside, and then push it all the way over, and you actually get that to straighten out. You can push it, get it to straighten out your coil. So I mean, that's pretty close. It's pretty darn close. Pop it off like that. So there it is. Not too bad. So I still have to do the other side, but really this was just to show you that this can be used for that, and it does have a nice, it's a pretty long distance, and it does have that little groove. So if you don't have a screwdriver, it's definitely something to think about. But in the future, I wish they would add some type of thing that would go over it, like a sleeve or something, for when you're actually putting it on the deck. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this build later for the Tuggy Nimbus. Actually, this is his RDA. I'll be finishing that up. But yeah, so that's the Coil Master. So you do have options, and it, it's large. It fits well in the hand. You get a good grip on it because it's a lot larger now. Like I said, these posts are super long. They really help for building that little groove right there. Once you use this to kind of tinker your coil, and it works pretty well. The only thing I would say is, if you're heating this up, it's just like a drill bit or a screwdriver. If you put this into a hot coil, just be careful. You don't want to burn your fingers or anything. But besides that, yeah. So that's all I really have to say about this little DIY kit going on. It is very nice. I will use it a lot. But let's go ahead and go back up to FaceTime and talk about the pros and the cons. So there it is. There's the Coil Master. I really do enjoy the change-ups on this version. I wish there was a few little tweaks, like I mentioned in the up close part. But for what it is, the improvements are definitely nice. I do enjoy that you have different ranges of diameter. You have all the way up to 4mm, which is nice. I do enjoy that there's a longer post to maneuver your coils around onto the deck, different things like that. So they're definitely pluses, but there's small changes that I wish they would have made in this version that they didn't. But again, maybe there'll be another version. But for what it is, it works really well, and this has replaced my previous coiling kits. So this is definitely something I'll be using a lot, and I do appreciate Coil Master for sending this out. It is definitely something I would use. So that's going to wrap up this review. I hope you found it helpful. Definitely check it out in the description box below if this is something you're interested in. And yeah, that's it, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it. And if you like my videos in general, please subscribe. And as always, stay classy and keep vaping.